Christ is always present on nights like this. History is inescapable.
When you have success, it only lasts for a few moments.
Looking down on you. And moments like this don't happen every day. It's out of my hands for now. Here in Bama, the values run deep. Out of my hands for now.
There's an expectation, but I don't expect to fill Coach Saban's shoes.
I can't just walk away.
Every player knows the Georgia-Alabama game's impact on championships.
The game is over.
It's what we remember that makes us stronger.
All the way to the end zone. Georgia conquer the Crimson Tide.
Success is never final.
Touchdown! Alabama wins!
Georgia knows.
Alabama breaks Georgia hearts.
It's what you do now.
You gonna take what belongs to you.
Now I'll find the star rise. And all the believers stand behind and smile. Rise to what's next. As the day lights up in fire. A storied rivalry burns, crimson and red. It's out of my hands for now. Another chance to rewrite history.
You always have to be ready for the next challenge.
So let me in.
That is just beautifully framed by Dave Matthews. Indeed, the past is always present here. Past is rich with memories, good and bad for both sides. But it's the present moment that concerns Kirby Smart. His team rolls in with a 42-game regular season win streak. They've been unable to hold leads against Alabama in big moments. All 5 of his losses to Saban, they led by at least 7 points. It feels just as cool, and I don't mean the temperature, in late September as it does in December or January. There's fans on both sides thinking this might not be the only meeting between these two this season.
I don't care how many big games you and I do. I still get chills when we get ready to call one of these games, when these two teams like this, of this caliber, run out in the field, and the energy and the buildup of a big college football game. There's just nothing like this.
Peyton Woodring for the Dogs, the second-year kicker, will send it away. Two return men deep for Alabama, Cole Adams and Kendrick Law. Woodring boots it high, but it's returnable. Law from the 5. Gets a crease, and Kendrick Law falls forward out to the 33, and that's where Jalen Milroe will set up. Again, the 14 total touchdowns through 3 games, and he has avoided an interception so far.
Yeah, he's playing about as well as you can play in a new system. I think a lot of people wondered when Kalen DeBoer came over from Washington with Michael Penix and those great receivers, what would he do with Jalen Milroe? Would he adjust and try to get Milroe to learn that system, or would he take advantage of the skill set? That's obvious what he and his staff have done with number 4.
A year ago at this time, Milroe recovering from a benching against USF. Far different landscape tonight. Justice Haynes gets the start at tailback, but a throw in the first down, and it's complete to the prodigy, Ryan Williams. You may know that he's 17 years old. He's been one of the stories of this month of college football.
No.
Milroe took a look, tries to escape, and he'll be dragged down right at the line of scrimmage by Nazir Stackhouse, one of the big fellas up front.
Well, big part of when you defend Jalen Milroe and you're going to blitz him. I talked about how Georgia wants to bring 11 right here, pressure. And when you have a guy that can get after the quarterback, it's not about sacking him. It's about not getting upfield too much, force him to step up. And that's where you allow the rest of the defense. That time Stackhouse closes in.
Jam Miller in the ball game. They need 7 on this third down. Dogs crowding the line. They jump across. And Milroe with a free play tries to find Williams on the far side. He was juggling it and did not hold on. Warren Brinson.
Oh, that was
across.
Yeah, big hit after the throw, and I think that's what Kalen DeBoer is saying is Brinson hits him. There's the offsides, but you talk about in the NFL, this would be a penalty. Brinson, who's back from an injury from the Clemson game, he's excited to be able to get in there, and they knew that one of the things is you got to get after 4 and hit him. Watch the follow-through after the throw. Drives him. It's not that. It's that, driving him and his shoulder down into the ground. NFL, that's a 15-yard penalty. But in college, no call.
That's a 300-pound man landing on your quarterback. They need 2 on third down now after the 5-yard penalty. Milroe looking to throw for it across the middle. The catch is made. Hit right at the marker is Bernard. Dan Jackson came up right there. It's going to be just enough for the first down.
Wow, that was very close. Ran a mesh scheme where you have a couple receivers, this time a tight end and a receiver crossing, hoping it's man coverage. You can see him working underneath, and then he throws that right at the line. Good job of holding on to the football because they were not playing man. They sat back in zone, showed man pre-snap, sat back to zone. Very fortunate that he holds on to that football.
So the Tide come out throwing. Play caller is Nick Sheridan, who's been with DeBoer along the way, but it's his first year calling plays. Handoff, end around. Bernard shows strength with the football. Got a block on the edge from Miller. Picks up 11. Tide in Georgia territory.
And what it does is it sets up Milroe eventually being able to pull that and keep it himself later.
Now a downfield shot looking for Henderson, coming back and making the catch. Emmanuel Henderson hasn't made a big impact this season until that deep shot.
Well, we said somebody's going to step up throughout this football game, and right here you can see Henderson one-on-one with the first-year starter Humphrey. Gets behind him, the ball's out in front, great adjustment.
Picked up 34. Miller trying to get the edge as the Tide operating with tempo. Flags come out. There are 2 of them on the field.
Yeah, it looked like a hold on the right side of the offensive line from Alabama. I think it's 77.
Offense, number 57. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
It's Elijah Pritchett. Penalties on this Alabama offensive line, a huge problem in their last home game against USF. They got it cleaned up in the last ball game against Wisconsin on the road. So 1st and 20. Pressure comes. Milroe escapes. Jalen Milroe flashes the strength and the speed and makes a positive play out of a near disaster.
What a play, because Christian Miller comes free. They bring both their middle linebackers right here, and by bringing that, they create an opportunity for Miller to come free. Nobody picks him up. Kirby Smart told us this week, it's one thing to get to him, but we got to be able to bring him down. Miller's right there and olays him. It gives you an idea of the quickness of what number 4 can do to this defense.
Yeah, I said, what are the issues? Major issue, tackling number 4. Did not happen in that SEC championship game. Milroe around left end. Touchdown, Alabama. What an opening drive as they overcome their mistakes and draw first blood.
That's a quarterback lead to finish this drive off. Milroe gets to the perimeter. If you lose that contain, you lose the edge to your defense with him, then you've got no chance. He just followed Tyler Booker around the left guard who led him into the end zone. Nobody there for Booker to even block. They moved.
Milroe 3 for 3, excuse me.
Yeah, that's good. Dupree came down. The defense adjusts to that movement. Now you're going to try to get to the outside. Good block there. Look at 52. Give me somebody to block. He just walks into the end zone for that touchdown.
Here comes Carson Beck. Again, 15-1 as a starter, but that one is what helps drive him tonight. Hasn't been electric. They're searching for kind of big plays downfield. Had a few against Clemson, but really none on the road against Kentucky.
No, not at all. And I think it's paramount that they get this offense established early. Remember, they got a first-year center. Your starting right guard and leader, Tate Ratledge, is out. You got a young guy stepping in there. So keep an eye on that right side of the offensive line is what Alabama really wants to challenge.
Trevor Etienne, transfer from Florida, can certainly be an electric running back. Beck straight back on first down across the middle. It's a dart. Accurate throw to Dominic Lovett. And he's got a first down across the 35, pick up 15. We knew the challenge would be real. You can't replace Brock Bowers, one of the greatest tight ends we've ever seen in this sport. Ladd McConkey was a big play guy. So putting the pieces together. Beck will take a deep shot. A one-on-one battle downfield off the hands of Arian Smith. He's a guy that can take the top off of defense, and they challenge the true freshman Xavier Brown.
Well, the safety from Alabama came down late. They showed too high, and then the safety ends up coming down, so he knows right away, I got a shot. I'm going to challenge these young corners. That's a true freshman corner. How about the ball here? Arian Smith against a true freshman, Xavier Brown. You take that every single time, puts it on the money, and Smith unable to hold on to that big gain.
A catch that he should have made. Last year in high school, this year covering a speedy receiver in a game like this on the edge. Etienne can also hurt defenses as a receiver. The ball is loose. Bama pointing that they have it. No signal yet. It'll be Georgia keeping possession.
That ball came out. He was spinning, trying to make plays right into the traffic of the defense, and the ball came out before he touched the ground. The ball's out there.
Dylan Fairchild, the guard, made the recovery. It's violent in there. You better have both hands on the football.
Yeah, he spun right back into the defense. And, you know, last year they were the number one, there's Ratledge right there, number one team in the nation in third down. And this year they have struggled in this area. A lot of third and longs. There's actually all the way down to 73rd in the country.
Tide rush free. Beck loops the ball downfield. There's a battle there. Flags come out as Lovett made the catch. Devontae Smith in coverage, but this looks like an offensive pass interference.
Pass interference. Offense, number 6. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains third.
There's going to be some battles on the edge tonight.
Yeah, there's battles everywhere. There's great one-on-one battle. He's right in the slot. What a matchup. Goes downfield against Devontae Smith. Definite a push-off. Great job by the officials seeing that. Separation. They call it on Lovett, who needs to have a big night tonight for this Georgia offense, getting some separation without the push-off and making plays after the catch. Now Georgia goes way back on third down.
3rd and 21. This crowd of 100,000 strong on their feet, roaring, waving the pom-poms. Back from the pocket. Another downfield shot on the near sidelines is incomplete. Colby Young, the transfer from Miami, made the catch, but way out of bounds. Damani Jackson in coverage, and Georgia missed opportunities and self-destruction on that possession. Animated one-way conversation between Kirby Smart and his defensive team, along with Glenn Schumann, the defensive coordinator there in the red.
Yeah, they just kind of got shocked into this game, and they're just trying to settle the troops. Hey, listen, we're going to be fine. Stay with the plan. It's just, we've got to make number 4, keep him in the pocket, make him throw the football, and get after him.
Justice Haynes is the back, and the first carry by a running back is a chunk play again. Look at Haynes weaving out across the 40.
Well, they pull the right side of this offensive line. Roberts does a nice job here. They also see 57 Pritchett follow them. They lose the edge to the defense. And look at the receivers. Great effort downfield by those receivers. Kendrick Law, one of the top receivers, I think, in the SEC, if not the country. Kind of built like a running back. He and Ryan Williams both doing a good job there downfield.
23-yard gain. They spotted at the 39. Milroe from the pocket. Surveys and finds across the middle. Williams makes a man miss. He is just different, Kirk. We've seen him on tape, saw him in practice. What'd you think of him on the field pregame?
Oh, he's a big man, but he can throw the football. You know, and this is Ryan Williams once again. The moment is not too big. Good job of coming back to the football here. Milroe feeling it, going tempo, seeing the field well.
Easy access throw. Law. Georgia not tackling well, and the Tide down near the red zone again. Janelle Aguero whiffed. It's a 19-yard play.
You're just not used to seeing a secondary from Georgia missing tackles like that. And how about, you said, easy access.
Empty backfield for a receiver look. Plus a tight end on 3rd and 5, and now Miller motions to the near side. Milroe looking for him on a wheel route on a dime. The Tide. I'll tell you, nobody in this big house, even Kalen DeBoer, would have imagined a start like this. It's
been
almost perfection.
No, perfection by Kalen DeBoer, his staff. Give Nick Sheridan a lot of credit. This Alabama team is prepared with that. Both teams had a bye week. Alabama came in with a plan, not just running, but the throwing of Jalen Milroe.
2 possessions, 2 long touchdown drives, and brilliance from the quarterback.
Yeah, they motion, and C.J. Allen has to go with the back, and he's late. See that little hesitation? That's a fast running back that he's got to try to catch up with. Milroe saw that. Now he can't find the football, and oh, by the way, Milroe puts it right on the money. Great design play. Alabama right now all over Georgia, up 14 here early.
You know, Carson Beck and Georgia have not been a fast starting offense. Didn't find the end zone against Clemson in the first half. Had their worst first half yardage output in 15 years against Kentucky. They got to get it going here.
Yeah, they do. And I think this is where, you know, you're a veteran. You're viewed as, you know, beginning of the season, Shedeur Sanders, Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers. I mean, you're the guy. And this is where you got to really rally the troops. It's a long game. Lots of ups and downs. This is where his leadership, poise, and playmaking ability got to step up here on the road.
Beck on the move, flips over the middle, almost intercepted. He overthrew Dylan Bell and was bobbled by Xavier Brown.
Yeah, I think he felt he had man coverage on the outside. Watch the corner out here. Watch how he runs with the outside receiver and then comes off of him. I think he felt he was going to continue, and that's the true freshman, Xavier Brown. He's very fortunate, actually, and the ball happened fast. It ends up bouncing off of his chest, but he got fooled there. I think he thought Brown was in man, and he came off of it, made a pretty good play.
Lawson Lucky, the tight end, lined up in the backfield along with Etienne. Here's the first running play called tonight, and Etienne bounces forward for a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd and long.
Line of scrimmage football game. Alabama's offensive line helping out, doing their job. This Georgia offensive line, remember Jared Wilson, good player, but it's the first time he's been in this kind of atmosphere. Micah Morris steps in, as we said earlier, for Tate Ratledge right there with the mullet. He's out tonight. He's the leader.
It's just getting louder by the second here for Beck.
Another 3rd and long for Georgia.
Tide showing pressure, and they bring it. Ball out quickly. It is intercepted. Picked off by Damani Jackson, the transfer from USC. And it's gone from bad to worse in a hurry for the Dogs. Georgia's first turnover of the year, Kirk.
Here's the AT&T clicker. What he saw was 7 guys up tight. And when you see 7 guys like that, you know you got to get the ball out quickly. You see how quickly they get in? You got to get the ball out. How about the job by this corner? What a play by Damani Jackson. That ball got on him in a hurry. See how quickly? And I don't think it was a flash before his eyes because it was hidden behind the receiver. He shows that athletic ability, and it gives Jalen Milroe outstanding field position here.
Not much that Kirby Smart hasn't seen before and can teach his team about, but the guys on the field looking a little dazed right now. Keeper again. Milroe makes a cut. Powers down. It'll be first and goal. The ball came out, but he was ruled down.
Well, the movement that Holly's talking about, and usually this Georgia defense, they've had a bye week. They've had 2 weeks to get ready. I mean, this is maybe a few different wrinkles, but you kind of know what to expect to see. It's about who's playing with a little bit more desire, who's playing with a little bit more physicality. Nick Sheridan, give him a ton of credit. First-year play caller here in Tuscaloosa, doing a great job of mixing up, as Holly said, not just the pre-snap movement, formations, attacking outside with quick throws, jet sweep, running with Milroe to the outside, then pounding the middle, setting up quick throws.
Haynes to Milroe's left. Bernard comes in motion, gets the football, gets a block on the edge, turns the corner, touchdown Tide! 3 for 3.
Have I told you that they're attacking the edge? They came in with an idea that they might be able to get out there because of the style of defense, and they have been able to get out there in a lot of different ways. This time it's Anthony Evans. Definitely gets into the corner of the end zone. How about the block by the young back there in the backfield, Justice Haynes? And it has put the Georgia defense on their heels. They're so worried about the outside that it's opening up other aspects for Milroe, both throwing and running.
What is Mike Bobo, who's had his 3rd stint working on the Georgia staff, who's the play caller tonight? It's been pass heavy early. Etienne gets a handoff and muscles ahead for about 6.
Mike Bobo, we just talked about Nick Sheridan. Mike Bobo, who played at Georgia. We know what he can do as a play caller. He knows. Nobody knows better than Mike Bobo what these SEC atmospheres are like on the road. And I'm with you. We know that they're a pass-first kind of offense, but they have to establish some kind of presence at the line of scrimmage in their run game to make Alabama have to respect that. Up tight with coverage.
Hand off to Etienne again. He slipped as he tried to make a cut. There was heavy traffic in front, and Keon Sabb, the safety transfer from Michigan, was filling.
It is a battle in the trenches. Dylan Fairchild, the left guard. Watch him get into a battle right here. He's trying to help out on a double team. They lose that one. Alabama is strong in the inside. They've got some experience in Tim Keenan, Tim Smith, Latham, and Overton, who've helped out this year. They're just trying to two-gap there and hold the point as well as they can and keep those linebackers free.
Some things have changed, some haven't. Alabama is strong in the middle. You can say that again. 3-man rush on 3rd and 4. Back all kinds of time. Pats the ball. Throws it inaccurately. A flag is down. Dominic Lovett was coming on a crosser, and the quarterback missed him.
There was another mesh route, trying to set a pick.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 4. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
The tight end dealt, and here comes the punt team again.
Yeah, just trying to set up a mesh where again, it's a crosser right in front of the quarterback. You're just kind of hoping that Delp will set up a screen for this receiver to come free if it's man-to-man. And this time it's not man-to-man. You can see the safety coming down. That receiver would have ended up being open, and it was Levitt.
Mankirk, a 6-yard gain on 1st down, and they still go 3 and out again. This is not stopping the bleeding. There's an infinite amount in this playbook that hasn't been shown. That's a poor punt. Very high from Thorson, not his usual standard. Does take a roll. It's positive at about the 33-yard line. Goodyear providing aerial coverage, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. It's a Georgia team that has been more than ready for the road. They won their last 16 but this is a different kind of challenge.
Yeah, pretty good start. Again, I mean, it's about as good as you could hope for. Look at those two drives, 70 and 84. They get the short field after the turnover right away, go into the end zone.
Years. Milroe pitches far side, and it's another impact play from Ryan Williams, cushion in front of Dalen Everett.
I saw a Georgia player point across the line of scrimmage as if he thought Jaden Roberts had moved. I think he did. I think he may have flinched. 77 right here. Just a slight flinch. But not a no call there in Alabama. But it's amazing, not only the edge, Chris, but it's amazing how far the coverage is. These guys are easy access, 6-8 yards, quick throws are there so far all night.
Well, Kalen DeBoer's first quarter as an SEC coach could not have gone any better. 21-zip after 15 minutes here in Tuscaloosa. Back after this message and a word from your local ABC station. You're watching the SEC on ABC. Pressure picked up, easy across the middle. C.J. Dupree, the tight end, rumbles into Georgia territory. Whatever they've shown, Alabama's offense has been an answer.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is an offensive line that struggled against USF because they had some injuries to the tackle spot. And now with Proctor at left tackle and Pritchard back at right tackle, see the communication. No issue at all. Georgia comes after him. Easy slide, easy pickup. Plenty of time for Milroe. And that void with those two backers blitzing, wide open after that blitz pickup there by the O-line.
213 yards on their first 19 plays. Georgia hadn't allowed a touchdown all season. They allowed 3 in the first quarter. Tide threatening to add to the lead. It's Law behind the line. He can throw it. Nobody open. Scrambling and will be knocked down. Tackle made there by Jalen Walker. They try to use a little trickery here, but Georgia wasn't fooled.
No, good job by Georgia staying back there. Good discipline. Actually, Malachi stays back. They're trying to figure out if this defense is just so desperate. They're going to fly around. The edge has been hurting the defense. But all those safeties flying. Nope, good job. Head on a swivel. Stark stays back. Rest of the defense, good discipline there on that play on 1st and 10.
Lose a yard, and that's Kendrick Law, who was knocked down on that scramble being attended to. Jam Miller, they give up the edge again, and that's a big gain out inside the Georgia 40. Tied 2 for 2 on 3rd down, need 5 here. And it's a trick play. The clap by Milroe. They hand it off to direct snap, I should say, to Miller, trying to catch the dogs napping. They stop him short of the marker.
Yeah, it was great because he does his clap when he takes about 4 steps. Well, just watch him walk away and then watch the clap. Bang. That's when you snap. Try to catch the defense again sleeping. So they've thrown a few wrinkles here. Get the ball out to Law, double pass, try to get it downfield, and then this time test the defense's discipline again there with that trickery with the quarterback walk away.
Need about a half yard here on 4th. Milroe, keeper. First down and more. Tight roping down the sideline. Touchdown. Unbelievable start for Milroe in this offense. 36-yard lightning strike. In 100 years, would you have expected to see anything like this?
No, not at all. But there's somebody who's very happy, even though he's not showing it. He's actually a very likable, sweet guy, but he's locked in as a coach right now, even up 28.
Conor McGregor-like walk from the quarterback there.
Pretty simple. Read this man. Huge collision right at the mesh point. Hands it off, actually shows it, and then pulls it out. And then it's a foot race. Gets to the corner. Nobody is going to catch Jalen Milroe into the end zone.
Too strong, too fast, too poised, too well prepared. So far for the Dogs. A little stoic fist bump. Huge show of emotion. All smiles on the Alabama side. Jalen Milroe 9 for 9, 128 yards. He's also run it for 78 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Wow. Fourth down's important early in that SEC championship game a year ago. This is Roydell Williams, 2-yard gain. They scored 2 plays later. Isaiah Bond was a big part of the victory. Here's a diving catch. Later on, he would be huge in the drive that answered Georgia's threatening drive late in the game. Touchdown run reminiscent.
Yeah, very much so. You know, you just keep saying, okay, is Georgia going to be able to hit some plays? Are they going to be able to get some first downs? They have 10 plays overall. Bama has 15 plays in Georgia territory.
Etienne off the left side. Doesn't take much space for him to get loose. Picks up 11.
Yeah, first time we've seen Georgia up front win that battle, and it's nice we can get Etienne running downhill. Big tight end Oscar Delp with a nice block there on the left edge. They brought the right guard around, picked up a good block on a backer. Nice play.
Some tempo from the Dogs here, down 4 scores. Etienne, he hit hard, picks up 3.
What I like about the tempo isn't, well, it's obvious you're down 28, you better get going. It's not obviously that. It's what can we do to try to get this aggressive defense a little bit on their heels. They're rotating a lot of bodies, playing with a lot of confidence, not worried about anything right now downfield. So you go a little tempo, try to take away that edge that they're playing with.
Last time they were down 28 was against Joe Burrow in that overwhelming LSU offense in the SEC championship game. 2nd and 7. Pitch on the edge. Love it. Short gain. Zabian Brown. Whistle had blown. No fumble. He will set up another 3rd down.
We're talking a lot about Nick Sheridan, how he's dialing things up. How about Kane Womack, the new defensive coordinator this year? I mean, it looks like they bring pressure. It's almost like they dressed in 13 or 14 guys out there. They bring blitz, and now we got eyes on the football. They don't have their backs to the ball. They got their eyes on the football. They see that quick pass and answer to a blitz, and they got 2 guys leveraging the football. It's beautiful. Walking up again.
Need 10 on 3rd. The time they back out of pressure, just a 3-man rush. Beck is still flush. Long way to go with his legs, and he'll get knocked down about a yard short of the marker.
Yeah, Kirby's going to have to go for this. This is almost, you could say, do or die, down 28 at your own 45-yard line, 4th and 1. You know, we talk about this game being physicality. Who's going to win the line of scrimmage? It's been all Alabama. Well, here you go. 4th and 1, ball at your own 45. They think you're going to run inside. It's really hard to run inside. I don't know if you do that. I may want to try to maybe fake it in the middle, get on the edge. I don't know if you want to run into the teeth of this defense.
Whistle before the snap, and Alabama takes a timeout. Something that the board didn't like the look of pre-snap.
That would have been a stop. It would have been a stop. Penetration from Tim Smith. I believe it was 50 who got in there between the center and the right guard. He got into the backfield in the blink of an eye. It forced Etienne to bounce it, and there was 2 more defenders out there. That would have been a stop.
Kirk, if you see that and you're Mike Bobo, do you consider changing what you do on this 4th down play?
I personally, I said before, I don't know how when they know that the obvious answer is 4th and 1, let's sneak it or run in the middle, and they are just pinching in there. It's tough enough to run when they don't know you're going to run it. Maybe a quick little pass, just something to not make it so obvious. Etienne has great speed. We can get him on the edge.
Get Jamarian Latham, Tim Keenan III, and Tim Smith. Big fellas up for the Tide.
A lot of big boys up there. Maybe a shot play, anything just to not run up the middle against these guys when they know it's coming.
2 tight ends. Etienne tries the middle. Had to dodge contact in the backfield. That was crucial. Gets ahead for the 1st down. Got past Overton.
Overton right there. We just talked about how they can penetrate. Think about making this play. He's right there. What a move by Etienne. That lateral quickness and the vision right there. I mean, that's a -4. But instead, give Etienne all the credit on that play to save this drive and keep it alive.
Ranson Robinson spells him in the backfield. He's got the football. And Georgia beginning to string together some solid runs. Now picks up 7.
Nice little double team there on the right side. Good push there. Truss, the right tackle, helping out there. He and Micah Morris double team, work up to the backer.
Come after Beck is picked up, and the catch is made by Dylan Bell just behind him there, but another first down.
Yeah, Malachi Moore brought the blitz from the field. He had a double slant behind that blitz. See the blitz right there coming. He could have gone to the inside to Smith, elects to go to the outside to Dylan Bell. What an adjustment there at a crucial point in this game. They need every opportunity to gain positive yards. Great adjustment, back that ball behind him.
Going to throw in first down. Rolls and a little bit behind Lovett. He's known for great accuracy, Kirk. Elite ball placement. Hasn't quite been there tonight for Beck.
No, not at all. And you know, that's a drop back, and he gets out. Didn't necessarily have pressure. Gets away from what he thought might be a little bit of pressure. Ball again behind the receiver.
4 for 10 and just 24 yards on those 4 completions. Did have the big drop from Arian Smith that could have given the Dogs some momentum in the first quarter. Good protection. Throws it into the seam, and the catch is made. Jahad Campbell delivers a big blow on Smith, who held on that time.
Boy, did he squeeze this in. This was a close throw. You have the corner here. That's the guy that he's got to be able to make the throw over top of in zone. Can you make that throw? Can you put it right there, right behind him? Whoa, it's close. Great job of putting a lot of velocity on that ball. Just layered it over top of the corner. And a great catch there to hold on to it.
Dogs in the red zone finally. Tight power formation, and it's an end around to Bell. Versatile weapon, makes the cut, lowers the shoulder, and is knocked down at about the 7. Sabb on the stop.
That's good action there in the backfield. They're faking that to ETN because they've been getting a pretty good push in the interior. A lot of those Bama defenders were caught up on that, and then they come around the other way with Dylan Bell. Pretty good block there by the tight end Delp to help him out. They got to finish this drive, obviously, with a touchdown. 7-minute mark here in the first half. It's a 10-play drive so far. Tough to do against an Alabama defense. Sustained drives.
ETN into the end zone, and Georgia on the board. A desperately needed answer to all the haymakers the Tide have been throwing.
Let's watch the left side here. You got the receivers getting involved here, the AT&T clicker, the backup tight end Lucky. This is really well done by the offensive line, where they've had a very tough first half. This time, ETN with that vision. Offensive line able to get up to those linebackers, receivers getting involved in the blocks. There's the answer we've been waiting for from Georgia.
ETN had the 4th and short conversion, gets into the end zone. Let's go for Dose. Brought to you by Dos Equis as they try to cut the lead here. The 20. Cash Jones in the backfield. Beck scanning, creates on the run and throws it low, and that is Cash Jones. And from Block, Texas, are a couple of flags down in the end zone, so hold on.
Pass interference. Offense, number 11. 15-yard penalty from the try spot. We will retry the down.
That's the 3rd offensive pass interference call against Georgia tonight.
Boy, oh boy. You know, he's just trying to, again, kind of create a screen or a rub. Let's keep an eye on this, Chris, and see what you see from Smith, a veteran receiver. I mean, they're both locking up. I mean, you really look at holding either way there, Bill. I mean, he's trying to keep his hands up to make it look like he's running a route. I think at the initial contact, to me, you could see the defender locking him up there. I think that was Devontae Smith.
So that changes the call. They're going to go for Uno here. Peyton Woodring. That's yet another mistake in the Georgia column tonight. But a positive 11-play, 75-yard drive to more than 5.5 minutes Got the running game going. Better blocking up front. Some nice throws by Carson Beck. But now DeBoer's offense back on the field. Can Smart's defense come up with a stop? Haven't yet.
4 for 4, this offense.
As Georgia come up with answers. Tied, a long field to go. Milroe looking to throw on first down. Again, it's Dupree. It was easy access, and then yards after the catch out across the 45. Flags come in very late. 21-yard gain.
Yeah, again, it's a long time since we've seen Georgia's defense not just give up easy access, but then the missed tackles by Starks and then more yards.
Unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 52. Hitting a player not actively participating in the play. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Tyler Booker is an emotional guy. The big fella flagged for a costly penalty.
He was just
feeling it.
Yeah, he was jogging downfield. I think it looked to me like Smile Munden was maybe gave him a little jab to the face, and he responded to that, and that's what the refs got. He'd already kind of jabbed him before this, and then he responded by saying, wait a minute, you're going to give me a jab? I'm going to give you a little push. I personally don't mind seeing those offensive linemen with a little edge to them, but that one cost him.
Extremely costly. Instead of across the 45, they're back the 16. With the 1st and 19. Pressure comes. Milroe escapes again. Jalen Milroe. Look out when he builds momentum. Gets a couple blocks on the edge. Can't get near him. Can't bring him down when they do.
It's almost like watching a guy in middle school who just is the best athlete on the field. And this is SEC football. He's running away from really talented, superior athletes. They were way behind the sticks. And now after that scramble, he's able to pick up a first down. A lot of these defenders had their backs turned to Milroe, which is a no-no against him.
They made some mistakes, 4 penalties on offense, but he's just been the eraser.
10 of 10, 134.
Back behind the chains. Doesn't matter. Let's just take off for another big run. He's over 100 yards rushing tonight. Looking to add to his passing total. Long throw. Easy catch by Bernard, who was open again in front of Jalen Walker. Tough matchup for the linebacker.
Yeah, very, very tough. Yet man coverage on the outside. It clears. Watch at the bottom. Ryan Williams matched up there. He's just going to clear that, which opens it up nicely for Henderson there. And how about the accuracy and the rhythm of Milroe? How much fun is it to watch this guy throw the football tonight? Now 11-11 for 149 and over 250 yards of total offense in the first half.
3 total touchdowns, 0 incompletions. Empty backfield. It's a run all the way. And this time doesn't get the edge, is spun down after a small gain. Limited to a 2-yard gain that time. Second down. Pressure picked up. Low throw. And going down to get it is Bernard. Ruled a catch. And it'll be 3rd and 1.
Keeps the streak alive of these receptions. That time misses a little low, but a pretty good catch by these receivers.
Tied, that's going to be looked at. They were trying to get him play fast.
On the field is a completed pass.
It went right through his hands.
Previous play is under video review.
Pretty easy replay review. It is the first incompletion of Milroe's night, and it sets up a 3rd and 8. Kobe Prentice, receiver, lining up in the backfield. Now he'll go in motion. Broncos are showing some pressure. Rush 4. Milroe has to escape again. Flips it. And the catch is made to Robbie Oots. And he's down near the marker. And DeBoer, if the pattern holds, will go for this on 4th down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with Jalen Milroe back there, ability to run it or throw it. Playbook is wide open. They're up 21 at the 35. You have to go for this, and they are.
Oots, the big 270-pound, like a fullback-looking guy.
I thought he'd be in Madison, Wisconsin with that name and that look, but here he is in Tuscaloosa. Here we go. Talk about an opportunity for Georgia. Get a stop, try to get another score. Remember, they get the ball to start the second half. It's a big play for both teams.
Shift around. That's Miller to the right of Milroe. And to get the Dogs to flinch. They're not buying it. Georgia disciplined that time, and DeBoer spends a timeout.
He certainly has had that up to this point.
And the Dogs give their offense the football back on 4th down. Handoff. Miller stopped. Jam Miller jammed up at the line of scrimmage as Dan Jackson Field and the Dogs defense finally makes a play.
Well, that's what I just said. You're looking for an opportunity. Daniel Harris actually steps up and takes on the block. You'll see 5 come back this way. Watch 7 and White take him on, and that frees up, taking that block right there, stoning him at the line, and then that allows Dan Jackson to be able to clean that up. This is the first chance that Georgia has, not just to stop, but like I said, with just under 3 minutes to go, Stackhouse fired up. They're thinking touchdown into the half, and then get the ball to start the second half. If everything goes the way they would like it, it'd be 28-21, and now you're in the middle of the third quarter. Long way to go, but that's the thinking of a Georgia player, fan, coach, everybody on red and black.
Pass to the far right, empty backfield. 3-man rush. Beck surveys, throws it right to Alabama. It's picked up by Jahad Campbell. A disastrous turnover just when the Dogs had momentum. The second for Beck tonight.
Well, he's trying to hit a seam here. He needs to put some air under this to be able to get over the linebackers. And I really think if you look at Campbell, how much he's improved. He and Lawson together in the middle. Here he is right here. Here's the seam. Watch it open up, but he's got to be able to clear the linebacker. That's a tough throw with a safety also in the middle of the field. Throws it right into the chest there of Campbell, who just reads his eyes and brings him right back over there. Hits him right in the chest. Poor decision by Beck after the big stop by the Dogs defense.
Campbell, part of a tremendous linebacking core at Alabama. He's strong off the edge, rushing the passer, and can play coverage too. Dupree spins, takes a big shot, and gets down near the 13.
Think of the psyche of that Georgia defense. You just came up with your first stop of the game. There's Campbell celebrating. You get your first stop of the game. You're over there just getting some water. Schumann's congratulating you. First play, pick. You got to go back out on the field. That is a tough ask now to stop this offense with the way they are humming.
Aggressive approach against this sudden change defense. They get 13 on first down. Try the middle, and that one is stopped cold. Gabe Harris Jr. with the stop.
Boy, Carson Beck, a guy that typically makes good decisions. 2 interceptions tonight. I think that's his first career multi-interception game in his career.
2-minute timeout. Carson Beck's going to have to shake off another mistake. He's going to lead a massive comeback. Bama threatening to add to a 21-point lead here. September collision of heavyweights. A shocking first 28 minutes. Bama trying to add to this big lead off a second takeaway against Carson Beck. 2nd and 11. All kinds of time. A dart over the middle. It's bobbled and intercepted. Picked off. Is a flag down, so hold on a second.
I think we're going to have a hold on the right side by Elijah Pritchett.
The field is an incomplete pass. A correction. An interception by the defense. Holding. Offense. Number 57. The penalty is declined. First down, Georgia.
Dan Jackson came up with the interception off the carom. First thrown by Milroe this season, so a desperately needed takeaway on the deflection there.
Yeah, the ball's behind him. Dupree actually does get his hands on this football. Delays, releases, tries to get it between the backers behind him, and that's the first ball we've really seen where it's not perfectly thrown. Behind him, yeah, he can catch it, but because it's behind him, there's a chance to hit him. Ball goes in the air, and Georgia gets on top of it.
Kirk, you were thinking, rightfully so, about the daily double for the Dogs. Now they got 95 yards to go, and a quarterback who's looked shaky. What do you do here? It's Etienne to his right. Beck from the end zone. Across the middle, almost through a third pick. Wow, Deontay Lawson from his linebacker spot was thinking pick 6.
What a job of reading the eyes. Just playing center field from linebacker. Read the eyes, almost stepped right in front of that.
I'm going to ask you about the eyes.
He telegraphs this. Watch the eyes here. He's looking, he stares it right down. And that's a veteran, one of the top linebackers in college football right there. almost comes up with that walk-in pick six.
Help us understand what's going on inside Beck's head at the moment. He's not seeing it.
No, not at all.
The thinking is a little fuzzy.
They got 8 up there.
Pressure picked up. Bullet down the middle, but nobody on. Great coverage. Nowhere near Lovett, and it's 3rd and 10.
Keep going to get recognizing Kane Womack, the defensive coordinator. Can you imagine filling the shoes of a Nick Saban era of defense? Has had a lot of great coordinators, but it's obviously about Nick Saban. Kane Womack has stepped in here. Boy, he has held back a lot of pressures. We haven't seen any of this. I think they had 5 snaps all year where they rushed 5 or more. Tonight it's been a gauntlet coming after, and they've changed up the look, showing it and dropping it, other times bringing more than they can handle. I think they may do it here.
He said you're going to see stuff they've never seen on tape anywhere. Invented for this game. Heavy pressure. Back off his back foot, just heaves it to green grass. Could not block the crimson wave that came at him. And it's 4th down.
They show it, they drop. We just talked about this. They want intentional grounding from the end zone. You bring 8 guys, and you've got 7 to be able to block. Bring 1 more than they can handle. You got guys coming free. 2 end up getting in there. They're talking about it, and they are going to get him. Nobody downfield.
It took a while. There was a lot of urging from Kalen DeBoer on the Alabama sideline. But Daniel Gotro gets the crew together. Yeah, that was just a obvious attempt to avoid his safety, and that's what it's going to be.
The result of the penalty is a safety.
Hey, Chris, you said it. It's the intent. That's why they had to discuss it. No flag initially. You had a couple receivers that were going downfield. With Dylan Bell on the right sideline. You got a receiver here as well. They're out wide. They're just going downfield vertically. But you can see he feels that pressure and he just heaves it downfield. That's what the officials came together to talk about after Kalen DeBoer says, guys, what are we looking at?
You made a great observation. To coach defense at this place will always be try to meet the impossible standard. Very, very different position for Kirby Smart to be in a big game. Long throw, still staying aggressive. And the catch is made, and falling forward is Josh Cuevas. Another tight end gets involved. He was the Husky.
I just can't believe the throws were. And again, I know you're back to not want to. You don't want to give up the big one, but just I mean, that's a big game right there, and just easy throws.
Across the middle, catch made. Prentice unable to escape. It picks up about 6 more before Everett gets him down again. No timeouts for Bama.
There's no rerouting. There's easy access, and it makes it pretty easy on the quarterback to just throw underneath when you're clearing out. We've seen a lot of that in the first half.
Inside of the final minute, Prentice again makes the catch, spins back into the field of play. Clock will stop momentarily. They move the sticks to the 44.
A lot of this has been, again, it's been not just in prevent, it's been happening most of this half.
Trick play to flea flicker. Milrose going to flip it back underneath there to Bernard, and Bernard's going to be dropped at the 50, and they're just trying to toy with him now. Starks makes the tackle without a timeout. That's going to create some urgency here as they lose big yardage.
Yeah, that's all Malachi Starks. If he doesn't make that play, there are about 5 offensive linemen out in front that would have led him down that left sideline. So Starks saves the day by hustling and reading that pretty quickly.
Pressure comes. It's picked up. Milroe gets it out, throws into traffic. DeBoer wants a pass interference call, doesn't get one. Daniel Harris was in coverage. He can't believe it.
There you go for Alabama fans. He's so mild-mannered with the media, and when you see him talk, there's that competitive spirit showing up. He is fired up. It's definitely a pass interference. He definitely got there early. You could see why. Anytime you see Kalen DeBoer get animated like that, it's usually for a good reason. He's not just going to do that to do that. He's going to do that when he feels that he has the right to be upset. Harris clearly hits the receiver.
So instead of a first down in Alabama in field goal range, chance to add to the lead, here comes a punt. Imagine that. The Crimson Tide. James Burnham, the other elite Aussies in this game. And they'll take a delay of game and back him up.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Doesn't look like a big deal. DeBoer, you could read his lips, oh my God, are you kidding me?
I just love for people to see that fire, because like I said, you don't see that side of him except when he gets out here. Nick Saban always had that reputation at this podium being a different guy. I mean, a very intense guy.
Burn it. It's muffed. A scramble for the ball down at the 8-yard line.
It is a real scramble. That is a battle for the ball.
Oh, Anthony Evans just able to fall on his own fumble and avoid another disastrous turnover. Wow.
Not in great position. You see him lean and try to make that catch. Did he catch a break to get back on top of that football? There's plenty of time with 19 seconds if Bama gets on top of that at the 8-yard line. They got a few shots, even without timeouts, few shots at the end zone. Kirby talking to him there.
Could have been a knockout punch in the first half.
Yep.
Had they given up possession there. Well, what does Carson Beck try to do here with the last 19 seconds of a disastrous first half? Gets the ball quickly on the perimeter. Smith is electric. Breaks one tackle. Stopped at the 23.
Pat went back.
Throw across the middle, and Colby Young trots out of bounds out across the 35. Just 3 seconds to go. A chance for Beck to heave it way downfield. Short pitch, hoping that Arian Smith can break a whole bunch of tackles. And he'll finally be corralled inside the Alabama 40, and that will be the end of a stunning first half here in Tuscaloosa. Some pushing and shoving, frustration obvious for the Dogs. Alabama feeling pretty juiced up themselves. And they eventually get them separated. Georgia will get the football to begin the second half, but a lot of work to do, down 23.
And we got flags. This still isn't done.
Let's see if it's just a bunch of offsetting stuff. Daniel Gautreaux and his crew have been pretty busy here in the first half. And we can see here, it's going to be enforced on the kickoff. We don't know which way.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, Alabama number 58. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the second half kickoff.
It's Miles McVay. End of the first half here in Tuscaloosa. Ford Halftime Report coming up right after these messages. 30-7 Alabama. You're watching the SEC on ABC.
Well, now I'll find the flower ride.
Unbelievable start for Milroe in this offense. Jalen Milroe became the Heisman frontrunner in the second quarter if you listen to the live odds. That's how impressive the first half was. And welcome back to the SEC on ABC. This is Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. The margin is 23. If Georgia is to come back and win this, it'll be the biggest comeback in school history and the biggest comeback ever in a top 5 matchup. A chance at field position. The penalty on Alabama after the first half expired means they'll kick it off from the 20. And this is Evans from the 13. Chance to build momentum. And Anthony Evans is knocked down across the 40. So they do have decent field position. Here's what's gone wrong for Carson so far.
Yeah, well, just a lot of poor decisions. Where he gets the ball out, receiver's not looking for it. That was behind a receiver. Here just throws it right into the arms of Jahad Campbell with a nice interception. Deontay Lawson almost a pick six. Then here the intentional grounding in the end zone, just trying to get rid of it with a blitz and get into the face, which has been a common theme when he's been back there throwing the football. Bama has really dialed it up with Kane Wilmot.
Georgia has been an effective second half team in the young season so far. Ran away from Clemson. Ground out a come from behind win against Kentucky. Challenge appears more significant right now. Etienne Goes backwards and never does get the edge. Tackled by the freshman Xavier Brown. Holly, what do you have? Behind the 6 on second down here, just by about a few inches. Back, lofting a throw, miscommunication, and very nearly another interception as Dylan Bell broke off the route, and Xavier Brown was the nearest man to the ball. Yes, Kirk, you've seen the tape. Georgia went from being the best third down team in the country a year ago to being very substandard coming in, and 0 for 5 tonight.
Coming into tonight, they've been at 3rd and 7. That's been their average on the year. It's tough to execute on 3rd and 7. Now here they are at 3rd and 10.
Pressure immediately, and Beck is knocked down. Deontay Lawson at a Mobile free runner.
Again, they dial it up with Kane Woolman. Look how fired up he is.
A little nod of the head.
Yeah. Robinson walks up. He's an outside linebacker who they walk up right here on this 3rd down. But watch the delay blitz here. That's where it ends up coming home. It's the AT&T clicker right here. It's that delay. Good job of disguising the offensive line because it's so late. They don't do a good job of picking it up. Also, the back out of the backfield doesn't even see it.
Relentless pressure on Beck. And when he has had a little bit of time, he hasn't been able to deliver on target. And had that failure against his home state Longhorns on this field a year ago. Bounced back from that. Was able to win an SEC championship, of course. Comes up a yard short on the goal line against Michigan in the Rose Bowl. Keeps it all the way and is pushed on the near sideline. Couldn't be more polar opposite. Look to his right. As the football takes off, gets a big shot as he goes to the ground at the 31.
I love when he starts to take off horizontally, and then at some point he sees that crease and he puts his foot in the ground and gets, immediately kind of jumps into it and then gets north and south.
Need 4. Let's see, keep this drive going. Wilbur flips it, and it's incomplete. Tried to lead Bernard into space, got his fingertips on it, but also heard some footsteps. And Carson Beck is a calm guy by personality, can certainly be a very effective leader. Doesn't often have that fire in the eye look, and sometimes the body language isn't what everyone in the Georgia organization would like for it to be. He's got to elevate his play, and he's got to help spark belief in his teammates so the comeback is possible. There's a nice throw downfield. Out of the hands. Right now they're going to rule it it's incomplete. Deshaun Jones came in and knocked it out of there.
Well, that's a great, that's a great throw, but a heck of a play by Deshaun Jones. Gets behind him, see the corner on the outside. He catches up, gets that left hand in there to knock the ball loose. So he gets it in between defenders, but good hustle effort by Jones to get that ball out. How often have you seen tonight not many crimson jerseys and helmets flying in pursuit to the football? Every single time.
Their first 3rd down conversion against Womack's defense. Need 6. Back. Scrambles. Now goes sideways. Instead of going forward to the marker, he'll be stopped a yard short. Jahad Campbell got him down. Just lost awareness, apparently, of where the marker was.
Yeah, underestimating the speed of this defense. I don't know why he just didn't keep going upfield. He'd have a shot if he would have just taken off there and gone, but instead he tries to go outside. He has no chance of getting out there.
Going for it on 4th down. Cass Jones is the back. He's got the ball. He's powering forward. It's going to be just enough for Georgia to keep the football here. They had to earn every inch of it.
Yeah, that is right at the marker. They will move that. Pretty good effort. Again, you get to those 3rd and shorts, 4th and shorts against Alabama's defense with the size that they have on that defensive line, the linebacker play that they have. They got that by about 2 inches. They got to get the ball downfield.
Got Etienne lined up far left of the formation, right near the sideline. 4 receivers in the pattern. Beck steps up out of the pocket, takes off, and will slide down after picking up about 8.
Yeah, as he took off, the safeties from Alabama started to look at him. He actually had a streaking receiver down that right sideline. I think it was Dominic Lovett. He just didn't see him as he was scrambling. He was behind the line and could have flipped it. That would have been a touchdown.
On the edge, there's Lovett. Gets around a block. Dominic Lovett in a foot race, and they'll finally haul him down. That was Campbell showing tremendous speed in pursuit. There's a flag down.
Holding. Offense. Number 5. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Remains second down.
It was a 35-yard play, but they flagged Anthony Evans, and it'll be costly moving way back.
He was right where he caught the football. He just trying to make a block out in front, grabbed a hold of the jersey. So he's just getting right out in front. Good hustle. Again, there's those Alabama defenders, and then he just locks up to onto that jersey there.
Another crack at third down. Still looking for their first conversion.
7 guys up there.
They don't bring pressure. Ball comes out quickly on the edge and stopped short. Bumped out of bounds there as Evans. Malachi Moore cleaned it up. Good effort by Evans, but it's fourth down again. This time they're going to need about 3, Kirk. Another desperation play midway third quarter for this Dogs offense. Protection, throw across the middle, and catch made in traffic by Lovett. Did well to hold on to the ball. Devontae Smith was in tight coverage.
And again, another one of these first downs where it maybe by half a yard, you pick this first down up. Coming from the left side, trying to get separation on a crossing route. It's a good throw that time out in front. Give him a chance there to not only catch the ball, hold on to it, knows exactly where he needed to go for that first down. Very close.
0 for on third down, but 3 for 3 on fourth down tonight are the Dogs. Twice on this drive. Back down the middle. Broken up. Malachi Moore drifting back, got a hand on it as he tried to squeeze it in. Says, yeah, I saw that in tape. I'm ready for that one.
He did. The veteran graduate, played a lot of football in a lot of big games. Again, just sinking, reading the eyes, head on a swivel, looking for that potential crosser coming in behind him. Got good depth there. Let that clock keep going. Just don't give up a big one.
Back, looking for a big one downfield on third down, and it's broken up. It was good coverage on Lovett by Devontae Smith.
Kirby all over the place. Lost his visor. He is really frustrated that he did not get an interference call. He went with a slot fade to Lovett. Tight coverage there for the nickel. Devontae Smith never locates the ball, and that's what he's upset about. Usually when you don't turn your head, you don't locate the ball, there's some hand-to-hand combat. That's usually a foul, Bill. Surprised they didn't call that one.
Yeah, when you're not looking for the ball, you're going to be held more responsible for that type of contact.
Down. Flags down. Free play for Beck, who fires across the middle and also throws another interception to Campbell, who jumped the route, but the Tide jumped off, and then it'll make it fourth down and perhaps just inches. It may be enough to give him a first down. A couple of flags down, actually.
Fouls on the play by each team. Holding. Offense, number 55. Offsides. Defense, number 23 in the neutral zone at the snap. The fouls will offset. Remains fourth down.
Wow, so instead of a free play, it's actually offsetting penalties, and it'll be 4th and 5 again.
Not just a free play, but probably first down.
Yep.
New set of downs. Instead, the hold there. Mental error by Jared Wilson. They keep disguising. They keep messing with his offensive line and the quarterback back. They've had him rattled throughout the game, mixing up these looks. Like I said, sometimes pressure and drop, sometimes show it and bring it. Now they're disguising.
Four-man rush. Beck gets the pass away, incomplete. And there's a flag that comes in. Cash Jones came out of the backfield, was grabbed by Deontay Lawson.
Well, the one that Kirby was fired up about with the fit to back didn't
Pass
get his head turned
interference.
around.
Defense, number 0. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
I mean, he does grab onto the jersey, but I don't think he's going to make this play. But right there, he definitely grabs on.
It's a small grab with the shirt that's actually underneath the jersey. Bill, was that enough?
Yeah. It's the 13th play of this drive, and they're now at about 6 minutes.
A grinding drive. Another downfield shot into traffic. Malachi Moore came tracking. He's just kind of flirting with an interception almost every throw, Kirk, it seems.
Yeah, they drop safeties. Again, he's getting a pre-snap one-high look, and then you see this looks like one high, but it's a snap of the ball. You get a safety that drops back here. So now he can play that half of the field. Good job of getting his body turned, and now he's got a chance to show the range and almost comes up with that interception. But Carson Beck, as a veteran, really getting fooled by the defense and the looks that Kane Womack's giving him.
You said I studied a lot of tape. I didn't see any of this stuff on there. Short throw. Catch made on the edge, and breaking a tackle is Lovett, who's off and running. Lovett, their most explosive pass play tonight, and the true freshman Red Morgan, who's in for Devontae Smith at the moment, missed the tackle.
Bring 8 on pressure. We just talked about how they're showing it and dropping it. This time they bring it, trusting their defensive backs to hold up on islands. Good job of shaking Red Morgan there. Huge yards after the catch.
Play 15 of the drive, finally in the red zone. Right down the middle, high throw, touchdown, Arian Smith. And the Dogs still have life thanks to a huge march of 80 yards. Took 6:44.
This is the improvement of Arian Smith, who used to be just kind of a straight line guy. Watch this release. Outside jab, upfield, getting that separation. Easy throw when you get a receiver who wins at the line of scrimmage. That time Carson Beck says, thank you very much. I got an open guy downfield. And that drive is 15 plays and 6:44 off the clock.
Offense on the field. Kirby Smart electing to go for Dos. Brought to you by Dos Equis. They tried it before, and a penalty set him way back and to kick the point. This to make it a 15-point game. On the move. Flips it back across his body and on the back line. Lawson Lucky, the tight end, catches the conversion. And it is a 2-score, not a 3-score game thanks to that conversion.
Yeah, motion Smith. You have trips now to the right. Once you motion him, you got 3 receivers, then he's going to roll right. And here's the receiver, the tight end that he ends up throwing back to, Lucky. All the attention out to the right. Good job of coming back. Opens up nicely, and he puts it in a place where Lucky, big, tall, 6'4", tight end, holds on to it. Like you said, they're within 15.
Pass was slightly deflected by a fingertip before he got to Lucky. Great road win for Kentucky. On the edge, Miller takes the pitch. Jackson flew up there and knocks him out of bounds near the line of scrimmage. Holly?
Well, guys, the vibe on the Georgia sideline has really changed. After that touchdown that pulled them within 15 points, they were yelling and screaming. Jalen Walker, number 11 on defense, came over to the offense and said, I told you, we can get this going. I promise you, we've got you here. They need to stop here to get some momentum back for that offense.
He kept the edge that time. That was a serious problem on those perimeter runs in the first half. Empty backfield. Dupree, the tight end, lines up far to the left. Milroe, lots of time, and an easy pitch and catch. Williams has first down yardage out across the 30.
Really good read, being patient there. I thought initially he might try to throw to the tight end. He came off of him in the middle. Had a nice opening once again, and that Georgia zone defense just sitting nicely, the freshman.
And now the freshman goes down the middle. Williams bobbled and caught. And the incredible start for this prodigy continues. He made that an adventure, but another electric play from number 2.
But you put Malachi Starks as a safety who can cover on the electrifying freshman. He's got great ball skills. That ball gets behind him. What a job there by Williams' concentration. But how about Milroe going to the 17-year-old freshman against the crafty veteran Starks, and he hits it.
1, 2. How many times did he bobble it? Like 3 or 4. Great focus, as you said. He has the it factor. He's just him, as they say. You cannot believe that this guy is the age he is. Saraland High School down the Mobile area where so many great Crimson Tide players have come from. 54-yard play as Alabama gets the spark on offense they haven't had, and he's on the verge of leading his team in receptions and in receiving yards in all 4 games of his college career. Keeper blocks, and that time Georgia did a better job defending Milroe on the edge. Knocked down after a few yards by Everett.
This kid reminds me of that crowd wanting Michael Williams to get a penalty. Has time to get off the field.
Take the handoff. Milroe cuts it back to the right. And Dogs do a great job defending that time. Malachi Starks stayed at home. And they dropped behind the line. Justice Haynes the back. And he's got the ball out of the backfield. He's hit immediately. So Dan Jackson and Malachi Starks, the Georgia safeties, playing much better here in the second half. And here comes a field goal attempt.
I think we all came into this game thinking that this would be the defense that we would have seen at the beginning of this game, where they're in position. Yeah, you're giving up some completions, but guys are right there. So give credit to Glenn Schumann and also Kirby Smart for adjustments that they made at halftime to at least give them a shot here, because that first half was tough. This has been much better.
Nicholson won the Lou Groza Award to the top college kicker, 27 of 28, Miami, Ohio, a year ago. Looking for his first made field goal attempt at Alabama. Missed one in the opener and just sneaks it inside that right upright. That was close from 28 yards. So a 69-yard field goal drive to lead back to 18 as we check in with Kevin Negandhi. That was a 15-play drive. Took a whole lot of time. And here's a throw on the sideline. Dylan Bell. Good battle for the football. That one was won by Damani Jackson, who earned the pick earlier for Alabama.
Well, if I'm an SEC coach and I'm watching this game, and I thought, okay, they lost Kool-Aid last year. They lost Terrion Arnold. Now, this is a young secondary. I want to see how these guys do. Well, Damani Jackson over from USC. That was him.
Caleb Downs is on the payroll of Ohio State, playing very well for the Buckeyes so far. So it's up to Moore and these newcomers, Sav and Jackson, and the freshman Brown.
Yeah, it's been really amazing. And they also lost 3 corners besides the 2 to the NFL to the transfer portal with the coaching change. So a lot of young bodies back there. But, boy, they stepped up and shown the SEC and the country how good they can be.
Georgia, again, on third down. But this time converting, going down low is Arian Smith, and that breaks the 0 for 9 on third down.
And I think the thing that really stands out to me is this defense is doing a lot. I mean, they're not just sitting in 1 or 2 coverages. They're showing, they're disguising, they're showing one thing, going to another, and they're in sync. They're connected as a group in the back.
Playing fast, final 20 seconds of the third quarter, and going back to try to make a catch is Oscar Delp. But again, the ball placement from Beck was not what he wanted.
No, he threw that behind him. And we've seen a few of those where it just seems like he's falling off the throw, leaning to his left after the throw. And that's what brings the ball to the back shoulder there. He's not intentionally trying to put that there. He's got room to put that just in front of him and be able to get that catch.
So just by that much that I miss it. But again, Delp, big tight end, not a wide receiver. Tougher for a big fella to make that adjustment. Beck, long throw to the sidelines. Hard-earned catch made. And Bell dragged down in the field of play, and that will do it for the third quarter. Well, Georgia cut into the big lead by 5 points in the third, but 15 minutes to play in this late September collision in Tuscaloosa, and it's Alabama up by 18. Back after this message and a word from your local ABC stations. You're watching the SEC on ABC. Set for the final 15 in Tuscaloosa. You're watching the SEC on ABC. Alabama with that field goal. First offensive points, Kirk, since the 12:24 mark of the second quarter. That early flurry with the 4 touchdowns. Just a safety, now field goal. So Georgia is still within range here. But they need something to happen quickly. ETN can make it happen quickly, but he has been corralled by this tight run defense, and Deontay Lawson makes another big play.
How about the true freshman, Red Morgan, also forced that ball back to the inside to let Lawson and the rest of that defense get there. Great job from that nickel spot there by the true freshman, 16.
Preston to duty as Devontae Smith left the ball game with an injury. 4th down again. They need 6. Or else the Tide are going to take over in plus territory.
Look at Lawson, that green dot linebacker 0, just takes control like a quarterback there. Really good player, communicating, getting everybody lined up.
Back across the meadow. Another squeezed into tight target, and Dylan Bell has become one of his go-to guys, and the Dogs with a 1st down in Bama territory.
Great job by Carson Beck this time, man-to-man. You got to get an inside release, and you got to get it into him before that safety can come over and dislodge that football. Got it out in a hurry. Gave him a chance because it was low to go down and get it.
Staying alive here in this game with these 4th down conversions. On 1st down, Beck loses the football. They knocked it out of his hands, and Latham makes the recovery. Rusa knocked it loose. Another turnover for Beck.
We were going through the personnel on the Alabama defense with Kane Womack, and we got to number 4, who was a little iffy because of an ankle, and his eyes lit up. Said most gifted linebacker that we have off the edge, number 4. One didn't know if he could go. He's got power. You could see the change of direction, the awareness to be able to get his hands on the football. So he might not be at 100%, but he makes a big impact on this game here in the 4th quarter with that left hand knocking the ball loose.
Tide lined up quickly. I was thinking, why are they playing with tempo up 18? They take a look at the sidelines. And it's Milroe, and a much better job stopping the quarterback runs in the second half. C.J. Allen made the play.
Yeah, this one was a little bit slow in developing. Gave those linebackers like C.J. Allen plenty of chance to get out there and not allow him. If you missed the first half, he was running out on the edge. He and a lot of the receivers, we saw Bernard going in jet motion. Basically, anytime they wanted to get the ball outside, they took it. And since the halftime adjustments, we've not seen that nearly as much.
Take the play clock down. Snap it at 7. Heavy pressure. Ball is out. Justice Haynes will be stopped behind the line of scrimmage there by Warren Brinson. One of those guys who's Georgia off the stop. Takes over at the 20. 3-man rush, ball pressed downfield, and again, Alabama defensive back, that's Jalen Mbakwe, gets there and contests the catch and breaks it up.
Mbakwe is another true freshman. We've been talking about Damani Jackson, talked about Xavier Brown. Now how about number 9, 5'11", 192 pounds, able to get around that receiver because he has his eyes on the football and knocks it away.
Played quarterback, very little defense in high school, won a state championship as a quarterback then in Clay, Alabama.
Looked pretty good as a corner to me there.
Yeah, it did. Kind of natural. Back, trying to escape. Checks it down. ETN held inbounds, picks up about 8.
Part of this is because it's 33-15, but they've been in catch-up mode since the first half. We're talking at the break. Without McConkey, without Bowers, who's the game breaker? Who's the guy that can score? You get down like this, who can, and part of it's Bama's defense and what they're doing, but who's the guy?
Arian Smith had one play downfield.
And he's done it. And he's done it throughout his career. But somebody's got to be able to get downfield.
Is it Smith? Is it Lovett? They need a chunk play. Trying downfield again. This is Lovett in a battle, and it is broken up again by that freshman Morgan. They're taking shots. They're just coming up empty.
Yeah, so that's the third true freshman on the back end that we've been talking about. Xavier Brown won, Saul Mbakwe, and now Red Morgan is, like we keep talking about, he's been in defense as a run defender. He's been able to step up. Now he's out there making plays downfield in coverage.
They need to convert yet again on fourth down. Need 3 here. 4 for 4 so far tonight. That's the only reason they're still in this game. Back across the middle, and that one they don't convert, but a flag comes in. That was Keon Sabb in coverage against Lawson Lucky, the tight end.
That was really physical.
Holding. Defense, number 34. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
You got Q Robinson on the penalty, announced 34.
Yeah. But watch Lucky here. I mean, he's running, trying to get beyond the sticks. He's going to work back. Look how physical. It wasn't just the end of the play. It was the entire play there.
Across the middle, and it's an accurate throw and a nice catch by Evans in traffic. He's come up big tonight. Had just 1 catch coming into this game.
See, they're showing man-to-man here, and then they get out of it and they roll to cover 2. So he's got to be able to hit that seam inside of that safety. Good throw that time.
20-yard gain, playing with tempo. Back another long throw, and the catch made. And fighting down near the goal line is Colby Young, the tall physical player. They came from Miami, first and goal now.
Yeah, 6'3". Now you got 1 safety in the middle, so that tells you have one-on-one on the outside. Why not just throw it? He looks like he's covered. Throw it, bring him back to the ball, and it's 6'3". Adjust nicely.
Back again across the middle. Bobble caught, touchdown. Lawson Lucky, tight end again, coming up with a big play. And Georgia showing a lot of fight and good bounce back from Beck after his 3rd turnover tonight.
Now Beck is seeing the field. Now, this is the Carson Beck that we've grown to come to kind of expect his ability to read coverage and deliver the football. Good job of coming back. Almost lost the handle of that football, but able to hold on to it.
Again, going for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis, trying to cut this to an 11-point margin. Excuse me, a 10-point game if they make this. Batted away. Put it off to the left, but Keon Sabb was standing right there and knocked it down, so the lead sitting at 12. We're looking to throw in first down. Pump fakes, pats the ball, and now throws it over the head of Dupree, who was well covered.
And for Nick Sheridan as the play caller, this becomes a time where you're working with a 12-point lead, 9:39 to go. Like I said, you don't want to be too conservative. Being aggressive has worked for you, especially in the first half. But you just want to be smart. You want to continue to find your spots, but at the same time, clock just stopped after that incompletion. Opportunity for Georgia's defense. Can they get pressure? Can they come up with a stop here?
Looks so effortless for Alabama through the first 18 minutes of this game. A lot tougher now. They bring some pressure. Milroe right down the middle. Threw it behind Cole Adams, but he went down and got it, and they do convert. Big throw.
Yep. So they're spying with a couple backers right here, but they're playing man-to-man behind that. Now you got to be able to win. You got to get separation right here. It was exactly what they're able to do there with Cole Adams. Made that look really easy walking away from Dalen Everett.
Wasn't perfectly on the money. Nice adjustment to collect the ball by Adams.
When he's that open, right? I mean, you can throw it. He can adjust.
Time they hand it off on first down to Miller, and he's knocked down for a loss by Christian Miller.
Georgia just hanging around, just on the fringe.
And they snap it at 13. Keeper by Milroe. They were grabbing at that ball. Did he come out? Tyrion Ingram Dawkins ripping at the quarterback's arm. Thought he had a takeaway, but Milroe did well to hold on to it.
Yeah, I thought he got in there and had a chance. He did attack the football, which you're expected to do down 12 in the fourth quarter. Milroe held on, but another third down.
From the pocket, he throws. It's broken up. Dangerous throw because Dalen Everett was tracking back. C.J. Allen brought the pressure.
Well, that time they bring pressure. They have not been getting home. This time they do. A little bit of movement here. Alabama going much faster there on that third down, but nobody picks up C.J. Allen. And those defensive backs all lined, all 5 of them right at the first down marker, knowing exactly where those receivers were trying to go. That time 6, able to work around the freshman.
Beck and the Dogs within a dozen. 7:14 on the clock. Beck steps up, pitches downfield, and hits a man. It's Cash Jones, who's become a weapon out of the backfield, and all of a sudden, Georgia in Bama territory.
Yeah, they do a nice job of sliding him out, kind of on a wheel route here. Watch the coverage adjust with the receiver that goes downfield, Bell. Then he gets behind that defensive back. How about that throw by Carson Beck? This is the 15 we're used to seeing here in this second half.
Who can give you explosive plays? Cash Jones comes up with a 30-yarder. Beck pressing the ball downfield into coverage again. Caught! Arian Smith at the 1-yard line. In 2 plays, they're on the doorstep.
That's the 4th straight pass of 20 yards or more that he has hit in this second half. And let's give credit to these receivers adjusting back to these footballs, finding ways to make big plays. We asked for it. Who's it going to be? And they're finding a lot of different guys capable now of making these plays.
All of a sudden, it's Alabama looking a little bit dazed. Cash Jones, who made that first big play, takes the handoff and just runs right into a crimson wall. Jahan Campbell and others make the play. Now down 12. Every play they don't get in the end zone, he chews into the clock. Clock is stopped. There's a Georgia offensive player down on the field. It's Jared Wilson. Carson Beck has overcome 3 turnovers tonight, trying to rally his team to the biggest comeback in Georgia history, as in within striking distance of cutting this into a 1-score game. Holly?
Well, guys, big development down here. The center, Jared Wilson, is down injured. Tate Ratledge, who is out tonight injured, is normally their backup center. So the 3rd-string center, Bobo, is coming in. That is Mike Bobo's son, Drew, the offensive coordinator for Georgia. He just took some snaps with Carson Beck. What a turn of events on the goal line.
As you'd expect, this would be a tough loss if Wilson is going to be sidelined for a while. In the meantime, Georgia got pushed back on that play. So the football sitting just inside the 3 on 2nd and goal.
We talked earlier about short yardage and goal line, how tough it is with the size of these linemen. You got to work the edges or a quick pass.
Etienne is the back. End around. Bell breaks into the end zone. Georgia very much alive and looking dangerous now.
Picked up a nice block by Colby Young, and then the 2 tight ends, Delp and Lucky. We just said you don't want it going to the interior there. Good job by Mike Bobo calling it to get it outside. By the way, nice job of getting that snap up there by Drew Bobo. And now we got another player down. This is Tim Keenan. We were talking at halftime. I think Milroe just won the Heisman. I mean, it was like that kind of first half. Incredible in every phase of the game. But Georgia made the adjustments. You talked about it, how they've done a good job of making adjustments throughout this year. He's done a great job of making adjustments throughout his career as a coach. And so that's not surprising. What's surprising is that their offense and Carson Beck has caught fire here in this second half.
All of a sudden, Milroe and this Alabama offense have got to come away with some points here, or Beck and this suddenly on fire Dogs attack is going to get the ball back with a chance to win it. And this is mishandled by the freshman. A disastrous play. They have to just fall on it. That was Ryan Leaves back there. Not a role that he's really played as a returner. Inexperience showing, and they're really backed up.
And they're looking at each other. You know, they're looking at each other. You have it, I have it. Do you have it? Again, that's a 17-year-old. Not that it's his fault, but it's just miscommunication. And Adams just says, I got to get on top of this football. So they're inside their own 5-yard line. In Alabama, their fans have been singing songs and having a great time and thinking about what they're going to do after the game. I'm talking about the majority of this game, 85, 90% of the game. And Georgia just kept battling. Here they are.
Milroe from the end zone. High throw, dangerous, and the catch is made for a first down by Jeremy Bernard. Not quite as accurate in the second half, Milroe. Bernard had to make a nice adjustment there. So a fresh set of downs, a chance to bleed more clock. Here's a first down carry by Haynes. Doesn't want to get out of bounds. I know the quarterback's more comfortable operating at tempo, but it would be nice to bleed a little more clock. They're not working the clock down anywhere near zero before the snap again in this last series.
No, and that's the dilemma when you're working with a lead here, you know, like with a new staff and a new coordinator, a new play caller. You know, do you bleed it and go ultra conservative? You know, they're like you said, they're not working clock at all here, up 5.
Second down, long throw. Catch is made by Dupree, but he's hit immediately there by Julian Humphrey. Short gain, and will set up a third down, and they'll need about 4. And showing pressure, and they bring it. And Milroe on the move, makes the catch. Justice Haynes doesn't quite get there. C.J. Allen stops him short of the marker. 4th down. Decision for DeBoer. Does he dare go for it here?
Wow, big decision and great hustle from this defense. C.J. Allen was blitzing on this play. Number 3, he's in the middle of the defense. Haynes makes Malachi Starks. Look at 3 in the background. Without that effort, that's an easy first down. He gets him short with the effort, and Georgia stops Bama. They're going to punt the football and credit C.J. Allen for that play right there.
The miscommunication, the mishandled kick return really set him back, proved to be costly. And now Burnip will try to deliver a bomb if he can. Anthony Evans standing back at the Georgia 28 and steps up to make a fair catch at the 33.
Carson Beck has looked incredible in the last 2 drives from Georgia. Mixing up, just seems like he felt like he's seeing the coverage, trusting his receivers to adjust the ball and make plays. It's been everybody. Colby Young, lucky with a touchdown. Here he slips out. Cash Jones out of the backfield. Takes a shot here to the veteran Arian Smith, who adjusts back to the football. Unbelievable job, and now he gets the ball in his hands, down 5 with 2:42 to go with 3 timeouts.
Trying to complete what would be Georgia's biggest comeback ever, and the biggest comeback ever in that top 5 matchup, keeping alive that 42-game regular season win streak. Plenty of time. We don't need to play urgently here, but he's looking to throw that downfield. Has a man wide open. Dylan Bell's got it. A foot race. Spins, spray, and scores. Can you believe it? Georgia has the lead. 67 yards. This place is stunned and silent except for the Georgia section.
I mean, I'm in awe of this. This is what makes this, oh my gosh. This is what makes this sport so amazing. Carson Beck with the play maybe of his entire career.
If you consider how badly it started,
yeah,
the 2 interceptions, the fumble, inaccurate, just not seeing things at all.
Overcome. You know, you earn more respect, regardless of how this thing finishes. You earn more respect for Carson Beck tonight than anything he's done, in my opinion, for fighting through this adversity.
Going for Dose again, brought to you by Dos Equis to make it a 3-point lead for Georgia. Beck takes off and will not get there. Stretches, but comes up short of the goal line.
Chris, let's go. You just said you don't necessarily have to hurry.
But they did.
And yet they did. Here's Bell, and here's the safety that ends up jumping this little shimmy, little inside move and up. Watch the move by Beck. The safety has his eyes on it. Beck gets it a little shoulder, just enough for the safety to try to jump it. That's how he ends up getting open. That is Sav, the transfer from Michigan. And this is where Bell shows you his toughness and physicality. What a call. Little inside move, get the safety to bite, and then get behind him. And a great throw by Carson Beck. And unbelievable. Georgia has taken the lead 34-33. This could be the largest comeback in the top 5 matchup of all time.
The biggest in Georgia history. I'll tell you, all of a sudden, what a shift from Milroe. They've been playing with the lead. It was a party in here. Now he's got to engineer a drive to avoid a total collapse. And they have zero momentum. The same two guys are deep here, Williams and Adams. And this guy, let's let this one bounce into the end zone. So here comes Jalen Milroe. Talked about a monstrous first half. 100 yards rushing, 200 passing, 3 total touchdowns. Very quiet since midway second quarter.
Yeah, but this is where they got to shift mindsets. Again, there's no rush. 3 timeouts, 2:31 to go. You have the 2-minute timeout. You just got to get a first down. You get that first down, and you can create a little bit of rhythm and try to get this Georgia defense that has some newfound confidence a bit on their heels.
There's a lot of calm and command from Milroe at the start of this game. He's got to have it right now. And they take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Ryan Williams, still spinning free. Touchdown, Alabama. They answer in one play. 75 yards for the 17-year-old. Are you kidding us? Pandemonium in here.
Unbelievable. We're saying just get a first down, create a little rhythm. Instead, they go for the jugular. Middle field safety, one-on-one matchup. Why not go to this 17-year-old lined up that time against an inexperienced corner who's got talent in Humphrey? What an adjustment back to the ball. This kid just has the it factor, and he showed it right there.
Time to go for Dose again. A lot of beer handed out here in the fourth quarter. Dosecki's bringing it to you. This to make the lead 6-7 actually. Low throw. Goes down and grabs it. Jeremy Bernard. Wow.
Well, Chris, this is a great read by Milroe, who hasn't really made a play since the first half, but what he saw is this right here, a middle field safety, which tells him, I think I got a shot to my guy that can make a play to the outside. He's one-on-one. Look at the DB, never located the football. The receiver, Williams, does. That's why he was able to adjust back. Julian Humphrey never saw it. Out on an island, because of the quickness there off the line of scrimmage. Look at this. It's not the greatest route, but it's the awareness and the ability to come back to the ball. And then what he does after the catch, this isn't a big guy. He's 175 pounds, but he just knows how to make plays when it matters. And he makes a huge play for Alabama. What an answer by the tie.
That was special in about 3 ways. The speed to get open, the adjustment that he makes, and then the elusiveness, the spin move down the sideline. Here's Bernard going down low to grab the 2-point try.
Beat Malachi Starks there man-to-man. So Georgia, after all of that, had the lead for 13 seconds.
Yep. And they find themselves again needing to rally. Again, they have plenty of time. That's the downside of striking so quickly. They left Georgia the 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. And this Bama defense is all of a sudden really, they have to find some answers here in the back.
Are you okay? You've had some big calls here. I mean,
I'm excited.
You got 218s, so you better get him some water here. We got.
Will the Dolphins and the Titans deliver on Monday night like this? I'm not counting on it.
I'm not feeling that.
What's Carson Beck thinking? He's been really in the zone. I mean, is it just going to be heave-ho downfield again? He doesn't have to do it.
He doesn't have to. I mean, why question it? The way the receivers are playing, the way he's seeing coverage right now. I mean, it's survival of the fittest. You know, it's a battle, heavyweight battle.
Imagine this, though. You're going to come all the way back. You take the lead for the biggest comeback in the long, proud tradition of Georgia football, and now you got to go back out there in a heartbeat.
But you got
down 7.
You got a red-hot quarterback. You got to keep believing and keep trusting. The 3 timeouts, again, plenty of time.
Quick throw, far side. incomplete off the hands of Arian Smith. I'm going to tell all these players, Kirk DeHay, in the 12 playoff era, you can lose this game.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't really matter. There's no implications that are earth-shaking for the playoff. You want to remind these guys who are playing this way?
These kind of guys, you could play them in ping pong and they're going to swing it as hard as they can. These just competitors right here, giving it everything they have on both sides. I think you keep being aggressive. His young secondary from Alabama is struggling to locate the ball.
Beck escapes, takes off, and no slide. Dives short of the marker. And we got the center, Jared Wilson, who was out down near the goal line that last time, is back in the ball game for the Dogs. That's a comfort to the quarterback who had his wristband ripped off his hand there.
Had the backup ready to go.
So that is the 2-minute timeout. Georgia's got 3 more to work with. Down by 7. About 66 yards from the end zone. What a classic. Welcome back. It's become a quarterback duel here. Carson Beck, until some hollow yards at the end of the half, had like 50 passing yards. He has 306 in the second half. Milroe, a long period, they lost rhythm, and then that strike to Williams to put him back up by 7. Can Beck answer? A lot of cushion. Alabama playing off these receivers, trying not to give up yet another big play, and Etienne plows forward and drives for a strong run up near the 45.
Yeah, that formation to the right opened things up. There was no one on that left side remaining, so easy for the offensive line to open that up, and Etienne still with fresh legs here in that fourth quarter got downhill in a hurry. All 3 timeouts left.
Pressure comes. They pick it up and back off his back foot. A battle on the sidelines. No flag as Keon Sabb was defending Lucky. Beck perhaps taking this game to overtime. Plenty of time again. Sideline throw. Catch made, and skipping out of bounds after an 8-yard gain is Bell. They fake it to Etienne. Beck looking to launch downfield, and it's incomplete. Another battle for the football between Lovett and Devontae Smith, who's come back in the game, and it's 4th down yet again.
You know, Young does the hard part there, but he just doesn't hold on to the ball. That ball's thrown behind him. That's very tight coverage that time, but by Smith, does a great job of coming back, just doesn't hold it.
Beck backpedals, converts. Catch made to the 36 by Colby Young.
That time Young does hold on to it. What a great job. Clutch right there. Game on the line, and throws an absolute dart right into the face mask of Young, who holds on. Pretty tight coverage that time by Damani Jackson. I love to watch the communication. You know, you get to a timeout, you think it's all about the coaches, but when you have a guy like Beck who understands things, you know, he's in the middle. He's talking to different players. He and Etienne talking things over. They really value what he brings to the table. He's out there. He's the one seeing it. So they trust what he's seeing, what he's feeling, and he sure has felt it in the second half. Great field coverage, delivering the ball much more on time, more decisive.
Milroe, who just put his team back in front, perhaps wishing he could have spent a few more seconds on the field.
Got a matchup up top, one-on-one.
Final minute of regulation.
There it is.
Look in that direction, looping throw, battle broken up. It was just a little bit underthrown for Young. Zabian Brown, the true freshman, out there on an island.
They intentionally put trips into the boundary, and they went to the other side, one-on-one against the young true freshman. You got a veteran, the transfer from Miami, who just tries to adjust back to the ball, never really had a chance. And look at the freshman, never located the ball. He's lucky he didn't make contact and have a pass interference, but I love that play design there by Mike Bobo to give a receiver who's been around the game for a long time, a veteran at 6'3", a chance to make a play.
And Brown, who was a modern-day high school powerhouse in L.A. last year, stepping up on this huge stage. 3rd down, 8. Flags down. false start there. Looked like the line of scrimmage. Lawson Lucky makes the catch.
Yeah, I think you have the receiver moving at the bottom. You have Alabama moving.
Offsides. Defense, number 14, in the neutral zone at the snap. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down. The runner was out of bounds. The clock will start on the snap.
Yeah, Bill, I don't know what's going on here. You have movement here, but you also have movement in the trenches. How'd you handle that one, Bill?
It's a live ball foul. He came into the zone, then the ball got snapped. He drew no offensive players off.
So the receiver moving as well. Okay.
Georgia 20 yards away. Back. Launches for the end zone. Jump ball. Intercepted. And Zabian Brown, the freshman, makes a game-saving play for Alabama. Start stepping up in a massive way 4 games into your college football career.
Unbelievable. You know, instead of being press man, Chris, the true freshman gave the bigger receiver some room. About 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. You'll see him as you way out to the left. And what it allows him to do is this time, look how he locates the football. The previous time, he did not. This time, because of the cushion, he was able to see the ball. And he's got the athletic ability, once he sees the ball, to be able to go up high point and be an athlete and take it away from the taller receiver at 6'3".
You know the comparison they made, Zabian Brown, Womack and company? Patrick Surtain, as a freshman, just came in incredibly locked in. Tremendous understanding of the game. So instinctive and obviously athletically gifted. You talk about a Hall of Fame guy. That's the comparison they make about Zabian Brown. There's something about Alabama defensive backs.
Yep.
I mean, Saban left the cupboard far from bare. They had to keep the commitment to these guys. What a play and what a battle here.
Yeah, this, by the way, 2 number 2s for Alabama. Zabian Brown getting it done on defense, and Ryan Williams, number 2, the true freshman, getting it done on the offensive side with 6 catches, 177 yards. Man, what can you say? I mean, Alabama wins this game. It's a big showdown in week 4, but Georgia left for dead at 30-7. Didn't look like they had any clue how to stop Milroe. Deserves a ton of credit for getting in there at halftime, fighting back, taking a lead, albeit it lasted 13 seconds, but having the ball with a veteran quarterback in the red zone and having a chance to maybe take the lead and win this thing. So, battle of the Titans, and it lives up to the hype there in this second half.
And we said there's some wrinkles. There's some unknowns. 2 guys who were in high school a year ago, as you pointed out, made the monstrous play. They both wear number 2 in crimson. The eventual game-winning touchdown by Ryan Williams. I had a brief chat before the game and said, "You don't look like this is too big for you." He goes, "No, sir, I'm ready." Georgia thought they might pull off the biggest comeback in school history. Alabama struck back, and Georgia denied in the end zone by an interception. This game felt no different than the collisions of the national championship on the line, with the SEC championship on the line. Every bit as hard-fought and compelling. Wow, what a quarterback battle. Kalen DeBoer can now exhale. Let's go to.
I have a feeling we're going to see these 2 teams again.
When a person watching this game or listening on the radio, there was breathing in that last play. Everybody holding their breath as that football was launched to the end zone. There have been so many tough battles between receivers and DBs, and Georgia had won a lot of them in the second half. And Zabian Brown goes up and makes the pick. You feel for Carson Beck. It was a very rough start. He was not at his best. He was not right at all, but he rallied his team. Ends up having a monster, like a 400-yard game.
Yeah.
But in the end, it was the turnovers that made the difference.
Yeah, it was, but this is week 4, and it's a different era as far as a 12-team playoff. And I'm not focusing on the playoff. I'm focused on who should win tonight. But both these teams, I think, are going to be in great position. If Georgia would have gotten blown out the way it felt in the first half, who knows what happens. They're reeling a bit. But, man, they showed a lot of character in the way they came back, and I'm excited to see where they go from here.
Georgia faithful, and perhaps the coaches will say, hey, listen, we got off to a terrible start. We were the better team for 3 quarters. Alabama folks might say, wait a minute, we were way ahead. We throttled back. We let up when we had the lead. They both might be right.
And you know what? Well, maybe we'll see round 2 later this year.
Maybe round 2 in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Maybe round 3 after that. Who knows? What a classic tonight. Georgia and Alabama simply always deliver. Bill Bunnell produced the game. Jimmy Platt directed it. Our great crew overcoming some stuff tonight. Now, except on the West Coast, stay tuned for your local news over most of these ABC stations. For Kirk, Holly, Laura, and Bill Lamagnier, Chris Fowler saying so long from Tuscaloosa.